As many of you know, I've been here in Los Angeles for the last many weeks, taking care of my mom who had a very severe stroke. And by God's grace, she seems to be stabilizing somewhat. And unfortunately, though, I'm not able to come back to India because of the surge of COVID that is so tragic and taking the health and the lives of so many of our sisters and our brothers and our family in India. They've changed the rules of who can come into the country right now. Because of course, naturally, obviously, they need to very significantly minimize who's entering in order to keep the country as safe as possible while it addresses the pandemic within the borders of the country. So they have limited the rules of those coming in, especially those coming in from the United States, interestingly. So those coming in from the United States have to be actually Indian citizens or OCI card holders or diplomats. And while my heart is definitely a citizen of India, I was born in America and therefore am a US citizen, even though I live in India. And not an OCI card holder. There's nobody in my family who ever, in any generation that I know of, that was Indian or has an Indian passport that I could possibly become an OCI. And I'm a renunciant, not a diplomat. So at this moment, unfortunately, I'm not able to come back home. So I was thinking about what would be a beautiful way to really be in seva of the creation, to really help to raise awareness and consciousness of our interconnectedness here on the planet, and also to do one of my most favorite things in the world, which is to hug trees and to lie in the dirt beneath the trees, meditating. So I'm going to go on a 2-week spiritual pilgrimage through the mountains and the forests and the national parks here in California. And along the way, we'll be doing a lot of tree hugging, a lot of lying in the dirt meditation, but also a lot of deep awareness and appreciation for how we are so interconnected and interdependent on this planet. The way that our air and our water and our trees are so important for our very lives. Nature is not just a nice aesthetic background. These trees here are not just a beautiful backdrop to be able to speak to you. They are the reason we are able to live here on planet Earth. Our lives are intricately and inextricably interwoven with the trees, with the soil, with every species of insect, of animal, with our air, with the water that runs through our groundwater, through our rivers, through our streams. And so along this journey, I'm going to be sharing with you, sometimes just myself, sometimes with beautiful experts we'll meet along the way. Wonderful people doing wonderful work here in California to protect and preserve our sacred natural environment. So I hope that you will all join me on this beautiful yatra. Yatra is the Hindi word for a spiritual pilgrimage. And yeah, it includes putting one foot in front of the other as our physical bodies move. But as Pujya Swamiji reminds us, whenever we go for yatra, whether it's to Mansarovar and Mount Kailash, whether it's to Gangotri and Gomukh or Badrinath, Kedarnath, wherever we go on yatra, he always reminds us that the most important yatra is the inner yatra. So even though you won't be able to be joining me physically along the way, join me on the inner yatra to those beautiful, sacred forests and mountains. Join me on the inner yatra to the interdependence and interconnection between all of life. June 5th is World Environment Day, and as most of you know, June 3rd is Pujya Swamiji's birthday. So we'll be in very, very sacred places on every day, but especially on both of those days as well, having special moments in honor of Pujya Swamiji on the 3rd and in honor of World Environment Day on the 5th. So this journey begins on Monday, May 24th. We will be beginning in the Bay Area of California. We'll be heading to Santa Cruz, the Redwoods of Santa Cruz on the 24th and 25th. We will be heading to Big Sur, the Redwoods and the ocean of Big Sur on the 26th and 27th. On the 28th, we will be heading to Sierra National Forest, where we will be there in the ancient sequoias and that sacred nature of so many species of trees, of animals. We'll then be heading from Sierra into Yosemite, and then we will be returning back to the Bay Area, where we will be at Muir Woods and Point Reyes and Mount Tamalpais on the 4th and the 5th of June. So, and of course, the schedule is completely subject to change. We are going with the flow of the universe, the flow of creation. So I look forward to having all of you join us in spirit, join us on the inner yatra, and stay posted here. We'll be posting updates very, very regularly, several times a day, in stories, in posts, and we'll be live as much as we can. And where we have beautiful internet, but not so much internet, we'll be recording and sharing them again when we get the internet connection. So much love to all of you, and I look so forward to having you join me on this beautiful pilgrimage as we lead up to World Environment Day.